They never get hacked. The networks that have all these bugs that I'm telling you about were like Ravencoin, for instance. A hacker minted 10% of the Ravencoin supply at once from an inflation bug and dumped it on exchange. So proof of work systems are extremely buggy, and they're not buggy from the perspective that they need more hash rate. They're buggy from the perspective of software bugs. And software bugs are a function of attack surface. And the more spaghetti code you have, and the less modularity you have, and the less isolation you have, the more of these huge like world-ending bugs you're going to get. So, you know, when they minted 6 billion extra Bitcoin by accident in 2010, they just rolled the chain back and were like, oops, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. That guy that minted the 6 billion extra, we're just not going to give it to him. And that's what the Ethereum guys did back when Ethereum was big enough to just do whatever they wanted, or small enough to do whatever they wanted. Some guy like ran a smart contract and jacked everybody for their money. They said code was law until someone actually used the code to take their money. And then they said, oops, code's not law. We're forking the chain. Haha. And then they rolled the chain back with a default vote. Like, if no one voted, it just defaulted to taking away the quote hacker's money. But is he really a hacker if he just did what the code let him do, right? And so like Bitcoin is the same thing. They have an inflation bug that lets some guy mint an extra 6 billion Bitcoin, but they're like, actually, we don't want you to have that 6 billion. We're going to take it back from you. And so when it happened 3 years ago, the guy that founded the Bitcoin Cash guy, he could have just minted as many free Bitcoin as he wanted. That's it. He would just perform a transaction on the network that would have put an extra million Bitcoin into his wallet, or 10 million Bitcoin, or 100 million Bitcoin. Because basically, they made a mistake when upgrading the network to try and make it faster, to make the networking stack faster, less latency. They introduced a bug that let anyone mint as many free Bitcoin as they wanted. Now, Ethereum's never had that bug. And Hex is less likely to have that bug than either Ethereum or Bitcoin, because our consensus code doesn't touch anything else. It's locked and isolated and modular. And so, like, it's like, this is the bug that bites everybody. The only other kind of bug that bites everybody is 51% attacks, and they really only happen to proof of work coins that have quite small minority hash rate. And that's the reason ERC20s never have 51% attacks on them, but small minority coins do. Like, I don't remember some of these little small coins that have had these problems, but so long story short, every time you try to improve Bitcoin, there's a chance you break it and make it a lot worse.